Hello, everyone. A very warm welcome to this webinar, our very special older youth group webinar, which we do alternate Saturdays. We try not to miss any Saturday. We make the youth do prep sessions every Tuesday and Thursday, and then we go live on Saturdays. We have started this long time back in 2020, and trust me, there are youth here who have not missed a single webinar. Like Virat and Vivan, I do always want to mention their names specially, because it takes a lot for it. They are they started when they were in fifth grade, and it takes a lot of tenacity, persistence, and they're there every alternate Saturdays. So a special thank you to them, and then others. Definitely, they have been. Vish has been always consistent as well. Sorry, Vish, I forgot your name. You have been always consistent as Virat and Vivan. But yeah, they have come up with a topic today. Very important. They have made worked hard on it. And if you have, as viewers, if you have joined in on YouTube or Facebook, I would recommend, if your kids or you can join the Zoom session, interact with the kids. This is a topic which really will make an impact. So it is the effects of technology on humans, on their physical part, on their mental issues. And the girl who actually came up with the topic, unfortunately she is not well today, Mahati, has been part of a webinar for youth webinar for a very long time now, from the beginning. But yeah, she was the one to come up with the topic, and but we will definitely hear from her later. But technology has changed how we entertain ourselves, meet each other, consume all types of media. It's fun, advancements, but it is also important to know the both the sides. This is what our aim is on on the LetUsTalkIt platform, to show both sides. And with that, we definitely will think that this will be an entertaining as well as an informative session. Absolute honor to have you kids here. Virat, very happily, he said yes to be the moderator also at the last moment. So over to you, Virat. All the best, guys.
Thank you, Jumanti, for the introduction. Now, we just had Wish join, so we can continue with him. Here we go. The technology's impact on a person's life is going to be the topic for today, and here we go. First, we're going to do the About Us. We'll meet the panelists. Then we'll see about our topics. Then we'll have our Q&A interaction session where you can join live on Zoom and post any questions. So first, our About Us. First, we have Veda.
Hi, I'm Veda. I'm in 7th grade, and today I'll be talking about technology's impact on mental health.
That's me, and I am going to be doing tech and its effect on our physical health. Now we have Lemuel.
Lemuel, are you there? Oh, where did Lemuel go?
I think maybe he has been locked out, but carry on. He'll join again. I'll text him.
So we have Wish.
Hello.
Vish, go ahead. Introducing yourself. Yeah, we'll wait for Lemuel.
Hi, I'm Vish, and I'll be talking about technology addiction in today's topic.
I have Yvonne.
Hello, everyone. My name is Yvonne, and I'm going to be talking about mainly on how technology is shaping our daily lives and how it's only going to impact us more.
Now we have Dave.
Hi, I'm Dave, and today I'll be talking about positive and negative effects of technology on your health. I think I put my slides first.
You
Is
did.
it okay?
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
You can continue.
Okay. Positive and negative effects of technology on your health. Next slide. Negative effects. Number 1, insomnia. Do not forget that using blue light equipment like phones, tablets, and laptops right before bed cannot make you sleep, and it will stimulate the brain's normal functioning. Blue light is more than enough to alter the body's normal melatonin production and circadian cycle. Number 2, auditory complications. Many individuals in your immediate vicinity will be wearing handy headphones without knowing the effects of technology on your health. Headphones can cause hearing impairments. When you play music with headsets, the level may surpass 105 decibels, which is noisier than a power tool and puts people in chronic hearing damage. Number 3, limited attention span. Many of us have relatively limited attention spans as a result of technology. This is surely not a good effect of technology on our health and mind. In addition, short films and word limitations are deluging us, exacerbating the situation. As a result, we usually lose attention fast as we move from one clip or status update to the next. Number 4, cyberbullying. Cyberbullying has become very common because of the confidentiality provided by the technology. As a result, people are more inclined to say terrible things they will never say in real life on the internet. Because it is simpler to say nasty things to people when you know you won't be held responsible for bullying. Number 5, access to restricted content. Contents like violence, unfortunately, they're widely available and easily accessible for everyone, including children. Even if you implement parental controls to be the best of your ability, for some children, they'll still see more than they should at certain stage. Number 6, emotional damage. Social media platforms portray an unhealthy amount of happy lifestyle, which is impossible to achieve. Trying to compare yourself to others makes you feel unworthy or alienated, displaying the worst effects of technology on our health. People are being deceived or enticed into partnerships with someone who is posing to be someone else. Next slide. Wait, I was in the negative effects one. Wait, one sec. Oh, I thought I was in the I was in my sorry.
Go on, Dave. Go on.
Oh, okay. Okay. Positive effects. Number 1, e-learning. Technology has improved people's engagement by making learning more interactive and communal. Learners can gain new abilities wherever they want, whenever they want, and at their schedule through e-learning, which provides unparalleled versatility in managing your time, because multitasking is common among students, and they have a short time for concentration. Number 2, electronic medical documentation. Electronic Medical documentation is a digital form of people's health history preserved over time. It can contain most of person's clinical data, such as clinical documentation, concerns, prescription drugs, blood work, health history, and vaccination record. This has been a real game changer for many medical wards since it has substituted the need for paper for regular data storage. Number 3, environmental benefits. When it comes to the question of the effect of technology in our life, the environment in the past, the answer was pretty bad. However, a greater awareness of the need to protect the environment has grown during the last decade, and technology has been one of the main sectors to come on board. Communicating technologies. Technology has had significant influence on the evolution to all forms of communication, especially business-related and personal. Many new forms of electronic communication have emerged due to technological innovations. Texting, voice calling, and video chat are all examples of modern communicating advancements that enable medical science to reach more remote regions where appropriate health facilities are difficult to reach. Number 5, upgraded lifestyle. While some technology is created for profit, most of it is designed for the greater good of the people. When it comes to it, technology facilitates daily lifestyle. Transport, daily household appliances, robotics all have upgraded the living style of 21st century human beings. Number 6, everything in one click. The major advantage of technology to every layperson is that everything is just one click away. This is the most beneficial effect of technology in our life. Either it is money transactions, traveling, shopping, grocery, medicine, everything can be at your doorstep. Yeah, I'm done.
Thank you, Dave, for the presentation. Now, that was nice, and I especially liked how you explained the specific point of the positive effects and negative effects. After all, it's very important to not just see the positive effects of a specific concept. You would also need to understand the negative side too. So, Lamil just joined in, so let's have him introduce himself.
Sorry for the late joining. My computer restarted. So, hi, I'm Lemuel, and today's topic that I'm going to be talking about is children and technology.
Thank you, Lemuel. And now we have Vivon with his presentation.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. So, did you know that your daily life is being shaped by the ever-growing market of technologies, and there's practically no turn without it? Well, here's a quote from Bruce Schneier. Bruce Schneier said that the internet is no longer a web that we connect to. Instead, it's a computerized network and interconnected world that we live in. This is the future and what we're calling the Internet of Things. Internet of Things is IoT. It recently emerged and many people are looking forward to it as a game changer technology. And it quite is. Next slide. So our day in tech. How's our day going with and without tech? Well, our day is mainly digitalized, and even work, school, rise and shine, and everything is being automated. Next. Speaking of, today nearly anything in your house can be automated, whether it be lights, blinds, doors, ovens, or even toilets. I've seen automated toilets in Macy's. It's like you walk away and then it flushes on its own. Interesting. I've also seen automated taps, which turn off when you get further away. Other automated devices are voice assistants, similar to Google or the icon that you see up in the top left corner is a digital house made out of ACIC characters on a retro canvas. Voice assistants like Google and Alexa are capable of doing a lot of things. Google just needs to be configured to multiple devices that it can connect to. And then it can group these devices into certain areas. And like if you say turn off the lights, it'll turn off every light. If you say turn off the lights upstairs, it turns off the light. It turns off the lights upstairs. So Google and Alexa are capable of changing everything in your house. They are the beginning of a smart house revolution. Next slide. So rise and shine. What we do in the morning gets more and more automated. Like we can start with waking up. We wake up usually with someone to wake us up, like a parent or guardian. So this is mainly how it was for many, many years until Alexa and Google and other voice assistants came out. They were capable of checking the time and calling a alarm. But there were other devices that could do this as well, like normal analog alarms. And so Google and Alexa were just electrical versions until they added other functions that helped you wake up. Like if you open the windows, then it'll send light into your room and it'll wake you up. It's one way that we know when to wake up because our body gets warmer and we know that it's time to get up. And other parts like in our bathroom are also being automated through electric brushes and all kinds of stuff. And also they have done things with like, I don't exactly know how to put it, but like lights that are automated. So automated lights work when you walk into the room and when they detect movement and they turn on. I don't exactly know how they work, but they also provide automation. And so they're also pretty smart and energy conservative because you don't have to forget about turning off and on the light. And also kitchen appliances are also being automated. As you can see, we have coffee machines and instant pots. These are capable of heating up your beverages and meals so that you can be on the go every day. Next slide. So crunch the numbers. How is our work in institutions being digitized? So we can begin with Adobe and Microsoft Office Suite. These are sets of applications that allow you to be productive in all workplaces. And with Teams, you can connect with others and share. And with sticky notes, you can set yourself reminders and you can give yourself a schedule. In PowerPoint, you can prepare slides for presentations for things that you need to do. MS Office manages the files that the apps of MS Office use. Outlook allows you to send mails and receive mails pretty easily. OneNote allows you to take notes or have a classroom notebook. Adobe, however, allows for creation tools like Adobe Acrobat DC. This allows you to create and manage PDFs. And PDFs are a very important type of file format. They allow for lots of content without a lot of file storage disk. Also, school is being digitized. For us in COVID, it took in a long time for everyone to get used to it, and it's still a little bit hefty at times. So technology is being used to help that. As we can see, there are lots of platforms for online learning, like Schoology and um, I don't exactly remember the name. I think,
Google Classroom.
yeah, Google Classroom and stuff like that. They allow you to meet with other students and the teacher, and they also allow you to take assessments and get scored. Many companies these days are offering computers to improve productivity. No matter what company you join, it's likely that they're going to provide you a computer to make yourself more productive. These are networked computers, and you can't do much else other than work. Next slide. So now, the future. We have an extremely computerized world, and it's only going to get more digital. Our world is about to change. So, of all the things that I talked about, I especially talked about smart homes and how work is and institutions are being digitized. This is only the beginning. There are going to be more introduced technologies that allow us to meet with our loved ones, meet with our colleagues, and meet with our students and teachers. That's all.
Thank you for the presentation. And I found it really interesting how you listed down all the different ways that our life is impacted by these different automations. And one thing that I would like to say would be Goji is actually a pretty nice tool. So now we have mental health by Veda.
Technology has had a huge impact on people's mental health, especially teenagers and young adults who use social media and technology every day. Social media can cause anxiety, depression, or other mental health illnesses. It's because people who spend hours on technology. One second, my computer screen's being super glitchy right now. Okay, can I restart?
Sure.
Screen was
Yeah.
being. Technology has had a huge impact on people's mental health, especially teenagers and young adults who spend lots of time on social media platforms. Social media can cause anxiety, depression, or other mental illnesses. It is important to know what kind of impacts technology may have on you because many people spend hours using it. Next slide. Since 2012, there has been a huge spike in mental health cases. Many people started using social media and technology on a everyday basis. Some people even check their social media platforms every hour. Technology has had a huge impact on mental health since COVID-19 more than ever because more people have started to feel anxious and depressed during the pandemic because of what's going on around the world. Next slide. There's both pros and cons of using technology. Let's start with the pros. There are mental health apps on cell phones which people can use remotely. It makes it easier for people to use the apps. Mental health apps have been proven useful. The very first apps appeared around 2009. Since then, many more have been developed. Mental health and wellness apps tend to focus on three key areas: mood, stress, and anxiety. This is one of the reasons technology has a good effect on mental health. Another reason technology has a good impact on mental health is virtual reality. VR is a reason technology has a good impact on mental health. It's a relatively new field, but it's progressing fast and becoming increasingly clear that virtual reality technology has an important role to play in the field of mental health. VR headsets can help densitize patients suffering from PTSD, also known as post-traumatic syndrome disorder. By recreating their personal triggers, this helps them to develop coping techniques and recreate and in the safe environment of their own home or a therapist's office. VR can also help patients suffering from depression, anxiety, or other mental health illnesses. Now it's time to talk about the cons. One of the most important cons, as I have mentioned several times already, is technology increases chances of mental illnesses. Another reason you shouldn't spend too much time on technology is it can cause isolation, which means you would prefer to be alone all the time instead of going out and spending time with others. You'd rather be on your device. Eye strain. Spending too much time on technology can cause severe eye strain. It could even damage your eyes permanently. Spending too much time on a device can also cause reduced physical activity and poor posture. Next slide. New and advancing technology. With this new technology, people can find out where their friends are in a matter of seconds. When someone finds out their friends are spending time without them, it will cloud their judgment and make people not think clearly, and it can affect their emotions severely. Many studies show that extreme social media use can lead to decreased, delayed, and disrupted sleep. According to Pew Research, 69% of adults and 81% of teens who use social media have a higher chance of getting mental illnesses. Using social media intensifies feelings of anxiety, depression, and other mental illnesses.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Veda, for the presentation. And just like Dave, I really like how you mentioned the pros and cons of each of the concept itself. And I definitely like this. Well, not exactly liked. I definitely liked how you included the statistics, and many of these points I actually came across in my research too. So now I have me with physical. Oh,
I also have a comment. I like how I learned that like too much device causes isolation, like you prefer to be alone and play on the device.
Dave, we can do feedback and Q&A. Okay, so um, now we have my slides. So here I go. Physical health, impact, social media. Are all these things really similar and connected? Yes, really, they are. And this just starts a whole nother world of possibilities. So here we go. Now, my topic is tech and its effect on our physical health. And this is going to be the statement. It does have a great effect. Let's dive in. This isn't the first time that has ever happened, and many applications, games, and even hardware has been built apart from gym equipment just for fitness. So, a few examples could be even um, Beat Saber. It's an application that um, gives you two virtual swords, and it's a virtual reality app that has hit top selling multiple times in the VR industry. Now, with those two sabers, you can slice up blocks, and it's a rhythm-based game. And in fact, it can have such a big impact on your physical health that they even kept a warning that if anything happens like muscle pains or you strain your muscles or you get hurt, they don't like they wouldn't be assuring your safety and you're using the app on your own risk. So that is quite concerning, but I guess it would be necessary. And there are also a couple of other applications that I've seen, and even seen sometimes other people using applications on even their phones that give them some good exercise routines, and it's that's all fun. So um, I wouldn't necessarily be taking in just social media for this. I would also be thinking about what technology itself, like how the topic is technology's impact on a person's life and not social media. Although we mentioned social media a lot of times, I should preferably say tech. Now, when people get judged by others on social media, it can really change their perspective of what they think. And a lot of people on average use social media for 50 minutes a day. And that's a huge chunk of time. And this time blocks out exercises, time for you to do exercises. I'm not saying that you have to do exercise, but it'd be quite recommended. And um, don't just block out time for exercise, but many other activities that you may have planned for the rest of your day. And this was an interesting statistic that I came across. More than 76% of grown up internet connected individuals use social media. And let's see some examples. Now, there are also different forms of impact. Uh, the social media comes in many forms of how it works, including different streaming media platforms, different streaming media formats, and different style due to how the author presents. Now, let's start with them. First, we have follow along. There's like usually if you had a follow along, it'd be usually a video. We're trying to make you follow along with whatever they're saying, and it could also be software that also activates these types of feelings. There's also influential. This style influences people to take action on themselves. Like it could be like kind. I wouldn't say this in such a big sense, but I mean like kind of making their readers or pass 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 buyers to notice something and be afraid. Like, let's if you don't do this every day, then you won't have a good life for the rest of your time. So that would be like it. It's a really exaggerated title, but you can find titles like that all around. There's also um entertainment as a way of influence, and entertaining and the way of affecting physical health is a big field too. It comes in many ways, like especially games, like it could be um, Beat Saber, like I mentioned, Fitbox XR, and um, there are a lot of other applications that I can name. Then we also have habits of celebrities, and how others behave is also one way you're affected. uh, this goes along with two interesting topics. How if a lot of people do something, then you really have an urge to do the same thing that they're doing. And if a really known person or someone you really know and celebrity or they're famous or whatever it is, then that you like about them, if they do something, then you think it's good for you and you follow their style and you go along with your thing. Of course, the last one is not exactly good for you since every person has their own self and each person is different. So just if something works for somebody else doesn't mean it'll work for you. Like there could be an article which would be like, this is what actors and actresses do to get in shape very quickly for the movies. So you would really want to know how they do it, and that would be habits of celebrities. And you could also find some shorts of actors or actresses or celebrities posting their workout routine of a video of what them doing it. Might inspire you doing it too. So then we have the facts. Social media may also reduce the sleep of users, like many have pointed out before me. And it's also the usage of screens. This one's quite obvious, but it could be um, quite easy to ignore. It's not just social media, but in like usually it's social media because it takes up most of our time that we use on our devices, but either way, using technology reduces eyesight. And like Veda mentioned, posture is a big thing that many forget about while they use their devices. And it's not just social media. Like I said again, it reduces their flexibility and it could harm them later on in their life. And using tech in general, it reduces time for anything else. Again, not mentioning social media. So, for Veda's point of perspective, mental health is just as important as physical health. So I'm not trying to make sure my topic's great or anything. Now we have a bonus. Even if you're on your device, posture is important, like I said. And this ergonomics is something where you're trying to make yourself comfortable and relaxed.
The seating.
Uh, Sorry, the device is just glitching out. Anyways, this is showing the postures that you should be in. Now, you can't just be hunched back because then you could really deform something. If you're hunched down, then it reduces your flexibility and you could also deform something. But if you sit straight, and I hope most of you are sitting straight right now, this gives you most flexibility and it's most ergonomic. You also don't want to be just lying back like this, and it's not exactly good for you, and you can't really reach your desk either. So now, that was all for my slides, and now we have addiction, and by Vish.
Hello, these are my slides, and I'm going to be doing addiction. So, next slide. First of all, what is addiction? You've all probably heard about it sometime, somewhere, but you aren't exactly sure about what it means. Well, here's some info on what addiction is. A term, what it technically is substance use disorder, SUD. It's a complex condition which, if you have uncontrolled use of a substance, or in this case, technology, despite the harmful consequences, people with SUD have an intense focus on making a certain substance or, again, device, such as alcohol, tobacco, or illicit or drugs, to the point where the person's ability to function in day-to-day life becomes impaired. People keep using the substance even when they know it is causing or will cause problems. Even most severe SUDs are sometimes called addictions. Changes in the brain structure and function is what cause people to have intense cravings. Changes in personality, abnormal movements, and other behaviors. Brain imaging studies show changes in the areas of the brain that relate to judgment, decision making, learning, memory, and behavioral control. So that's some basic info on addiction, and here's a couple of facts. No one is immune to addiction. Everyone's brain is wired to get addicted to something if they overuse it. And then we have the younger. The younger someone is, the more of a chance they are to get addicted to something. And if they get addicted, it is not good of a thing. They won't be able to turn away easily. So it's best trying not to get addicted in the first place. And finally, ADHD. This is something interesting I found when I was doing some research, and people with ADHD have more of a chance to get addicted more than just the average kids. Okay, next slide. Avoid addiction. How do you avoid addiction? Well, like the last slide said, overuse can cause addiction. So if you don't want to become addicted to your device or other things, use them on a controlled basis. If you're unable to do that, ask your family or friends to keep you on the right path of not getting addicted. Once you are addicted, though, it can be hard to come out of it. It can cause big trouble if it's not in check. If you are addicted, avoiding the craving for a few months would help stop, but if you are too addicted, it might not work. When you're trying to get out of addiction, a part of your brain, you can feel a part of your brain to the addiction that it wants to do the addiction. The part could take over without you realizing. It's best to try to avoid part or not try to think of thoughts that would trigger that. And so next slide. Here's just a couple of charts I made about the info on the last two slides. First of all, over here we have the chances of people getting addicted. Yellow is just people overall, so everyone can get addicted. Kids is the red, and ADHD is the blue. And here's a line chart, a graph chart over here that pretty much tells the same information. Next slide. You can click. So, technology addiction. Problem. People get addicted to technology and can't turn away. Solution. Problems, like I said, kids get addicted to technology and when they overuse it, but it's not only kids, parents too. Simple solution, turn on parental control on the device. But if there's another way to stop it, you should probably take that because for kids, it's not very fun having parental control on. It is just downright annoying if you ask me. And okay, that's all for my slides.
Thank you, Wish, for your presentation. And I really liked your emphasis on, especially also some other concepts apart from your concept, like how ADHD also increases the chance of addiction. And that was a really shocker. I never really knew that. So now we have Children and Technology by Lemuel. Here we go.
Okay, so children and technology. Is there a problem? Next slide. Some info. More than 50% of kids ages 5 to 11 have a phone. There's a chart, that's a chart to the side that shows how many kids that, the blue is how many kids that don't have a phone, and the orange is how many kids that do. Next slide. So some cons are distraction, getting fat, and cyberbullies. Distraction. Some students might find that technology has a direct impact on attention spans. The immediacy of technology interactions make waiting harder for kids. With technology, they aren't forced to wait. Unlike the old days where you had to wait for your favorite show on TV to get on at like a specific time, they can just find their show on YouTube. It just comes to them instantly. They don't get bored because they have already something to entertain them. Technology moves fast. Instant responses and instant gratifications are impacting attention spans for young children and teenagers alike. The second, getting fat. Tech equals obesity. Children who spend more time inside their phones and don't go outside at all might have a chance to get fat. If they don't exercise at all when they're inside, this can lead to obesity. Obesity rates has risen a ton in the 21st century.
Lemuel, I just want to say that it's obsessity.
Oh, shoot.
It's not obsessity, it's obesity.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Pretty
that's how you
it's
say it.
obsessity.
No, that's how you pronounce it. It's obesity. You can go on, Lemuel.
Okay. Third, cyberbullies. Now, you might think that, oh, technology, no one can bully me on it. Wrong. As technology flourishes, so does bullying. Children and teens are using technology and social media to bully each other without having to face them. You don't know who you're going against, and they might be very rude. Often called cyberbully, this trend is getting increasing and getting more popular than even with younger students. Cyberbullies even got their name because there's a ton of them. Next slide. Oh, that's not supposed to be there. Can you click 2 times?
I think refreshing it should work.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay, some pros. There are a lot of educational elements on technology. So the first pro is that helps kids learn. There's a ton of things on the internet that helps kids. From TV programs to apps on a smartphone or tablet, there are many things that children can be exposed to that helps develop them. They can even watch YouTube videos to learn. Some big channels are called Adhd, Kyrgyzstan, and Mark Rober. Second, kids can get jobs with technology. As technology continues to grow and flourish, there will be more demands for professionals ready to take on technology careers. When children start getting excited about technology, the potential it offers them from a young age, they are more prepared for their future and the possibilities it offers. Children can start getting technological skills early that they need in the future. If you're a young student who has a technological background, you might need it for software engineering, mechanical engineering, or even an IT career. Consider an IT career to build your credentials and get you started on the path. Third, better multitasking. Studies show that using technology helps kids and children learn how to multitask more efficiently. While multitasking never allows you to fully focus in one area, students can learn how to listen and take notes, or other multitasking activities that can help them succeed in their future. Lastly, improved visual spatial development. Spatial development can be greatly improved when technology like video games is used to help train young kids. You might think video games are terrible. You shouldn't ever play them. Wrong. Practicing visual spatial skills with video games can be a great way to improve abilities. Visual spatial skills are needed in a variety of things, like map reading, puzzles, and more. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Emil, for the presentation, and I really like your way of disproving myths, and that was fun. And you also mispronounced Kyrgyzstan as Kyrgyzstan. Anyways, apart from that, now we have our Q&A. So, one thing that I would mention, since on technology we actually are doing the Let Us Talk It presentation and we're not in person, how do you think that this technology that we're using, or also known as Zoom and web meetings, is helping us here?
Honestly, this is the only way they really do webinars. I mean, there's no in-person webinars that exist, right?
I'm pretty sure there would be, but
There is.
They don't really exist.
I'm pretty sure they
Well,
do.
Zoom has been like very useful. Like you can do anything with Zoom and talk to friends like face to face. So you can see what they're doing.
Face to face. I don't think that's considered face to face.
And
You can see their
when
face.
Yeah,
when
you
it
can see their face, but that's not called face to face. Just saying.
and when it comes to the slides that we make, we always research all these things online, and these all require information from somewhere, don't they? And we always have somewhere that we get this information, and that would be online and through the web. So that's also another way tech helps us here, and has been fun overall. So do we have any more Q&A questions?
Just a minute.
Absolutely, I have to agree. It has been fun, and I was just thinking, what was the topic? Effects of technology or effects of social media? It has been together that we cannot. We oftentimes forget. I thought that the technology would also include other technologies, but I guess the social media and communication technology has been overpowering here. So yeah, wonderful job, everyone, putting forth your ideas, getting the information that maybe from different places. But to ask you, like, individually, now you know the pros and cons. Say, suppose about time, how do you balance it? Like when technology definitely helps to give you that information that you need, but what do you do with that information? Is it helping you? I mean, this much of information when it comes, how you balance time, how much you have to grasp that information, and how much you have to actually apply that information. How do you balance that? Anybody wants to answer that?
Well, there's something called the 20/20 rule that I use. So 20 minutes online on like anything I do, 20 like minutes outside. But sometimes,
Wow. So 20 minutes of
Yeah.
input that you get, and then 20 minutes. And do you apply that?
sometimes I do, but sometimes like I need to do homework, so I can't just stop every 20 minutes, and then it gets dark.
Okay. That's a wonderful a tip there. What else?
There's also the 30/30 rule.
We're going on the same branch here. Let's look
Yeah,
at some.
I know. But
Let's look
there's
at
also the
some
30/30 rule, just saying.
There are also some
calendar planning, task related, the softwares and applications that actually help you with this. Like there's also Google Calendar. It has there, and almost a single platform, even Outlook, has a bunch of things. Even Zoom has a calendar for you to look at your events. So it can not only help you with time management, but also event to event, plan to plan, and day-to-day planning when it comes to managing your time and things that you have to go to and things that you have to attend.
Right. So true. Does everybody use that? Or are you thinking of using it?
Well, I guess, but I don't really listen to my calendar at all.
Same thing here, honestly. I consider planners useless.
Not, so do I.
People.
I loved your honesty. Sheetal, are you there?
Who?
Yes, and it was such an eye opener. Congratulations to all the kids and also the moderator. I could see you were working pretty hard in keeping the focus back on the speaker and on the topic. Good job. And yes, this is a topic Julian will agree. Julian, when you said wow, I said wow too at the same time. One of the comments the kids were giving about the 2020 the time he's out and half the time he's on the. That's incredible. That's like employer matching 401k. You know, this should be
Oh
like
my
the
God.
topic. This should be like the topic for every Let Us Talk It youth. You know, the last 10-15 minutes on introduce these topics and say it's not introduce as in like introduce what each of us have done with the input that we have,
Right.
right? Adults and youth.
Absolutely. And we are so much, when I'm asking them, what do you do? I want to sneak in and take some advice as well, because we are at fault and guilty of the same things as the young ones are. But yeah, that's so true.
This is actually a very smart idea to have the youth talk about this topic instead of the adults telling the youth at home.
Yeah, no, I mean, not just telling, but walk the talk is the new thing here. So I just wanted to know how it's difficult, once you go, even if you have gone for the right reasons to look into something, you just, the way it just takes you, sucks you in to taking to different topics, different areas. You just went to see a recipe and then you find out about, Russia doing something, and then you come back to your recipe and I think, why did you even reach Russia? Like, but
Have you
you
seen
just reach.
I want to ask the children, the youth, like, do you remember the book for young kids? It's called When You Give Mouse a Cookie. Like
Yeah.
a series of like when you give, you know that one, right? And you know where I'm going with this. I
Yep.
love that series of books for kids. Something about horse, something like they have an animal and the way it gets distracted from one to the next to the next. That's exactly what Julian you're talking about, from a recipe to
Exactly, yeah. Recipe of a authentic Bengali dish to
cooking up to. So this is an excellent, dynamic, lively, and ongoing topic for all of us. Yes,
yeah.
yes, we give a mouse a cookie. I love this series. This is all of us. Good job. Who shared that? The
That was
moderator?
Wish. That was Wish.
Oh, um, I Wish is the moderator.
No, I'm the moderator.
What name is everyone?
I'm Virag.
Yeah. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, great job. Great job. Yes, that's the book. And yeah, I love this. So that's why I joined to see what I want to learn too. I want to be inspired too. And you guys did do that inspiration. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Srini, are you there? Do you want to add?
Yes, I think, yeah, another big wow from me. I was thoroughly listening to this. It was pretty interesting, and good job, Virat and team. So, I mean, I have a question for all the youth here. Can you share any example on any tech addiction, or like, let's say you're playing a game and you're getting lost and you want to keep playing, or anything like that, right? So, were you successful in, controlling yourself and then trying to get back using any tips and all? Did you actually practically do that, any of you? Or how do you do that? What are the tips that worked for you? I mean, I just want to know the tips that actually worked for you, any of you.
I sometimes just set an alarm clock. 30 minutes, 20
There's
minutes, for long.
the restrictions, like you can restrict whatever, like if you don't want to watch something, or like the timers, like you can only spend this much time on an app and then stop it.
I usually play for like a half an hour a day. I start up the timer on my Google, and then once it beeps, I turn it off.
Okay, so that is a good addiction to the timer, I think, right? So when you put the timer and that's a good addiction. So there is always a good addiction that can counter a bad addiction. So that's good to hear, actually. That means, automatically
Right, Srini?
what is that?
Like homeopathy, they give a little poison to counter the poisons in the body.
Oh, yeah, right. So, yeah, that's very interesting. I think that is the most common thing that I see in my home, with my daughter or son also. I think that seems to be probably the one that is working out good, I think. Yeah, but I think this is a great topic, and really it does affect. I mean, especially that blue light thing, and also probably I'm not sure whether you covered that, like to use some special screens, to really protect our eyes and all that. But that's a very important one for us. Yeah, great job, youth. Look forward to more wonderful sessions from you all. Thank you.
Yeah, and I guess Mahati she had a big thought process into it. So I'm missing Mahati. She's absolutely not well, and she lost her voice, so she could not join. But definitely we'll have her sometime. This topic is so important and relates to our every minute life that we can always have this topic in a different way where more people can join and share their experiences and what works for them apart from the alarm clock. So with that, thank you everyone for joining in. Special thanks to Sheetal and Srini. It always boosts the youth when people join in and they try to ask questions. We have this interactive session that becomes really live. So with that, we end the session. We'll have our prep session again, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 4:30 p.m. EST. And we have our younger youth group whose prep sessions are 8:30 p.m. EST. And they will be having their live session next Friday at 8:30 p.m. EST, and their topic would be Olympics, both summer and winter Olympics, which is going on, the Winter Olympics. So all about that, really exciting, and they are also working hard for their topic research. So with that, have a wonderful weekend and goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Cameras can stay.
You guys want to pull up the